Bro 2. Bro 3. 3 Yang Bros.
Hey Shepherds, Bro 2 here, Bro 3, and today we're doing another voiceover video about our trip to Korea over the summer.
And in this clip, we're driving to LAX. Our flight was at 8 a.m., so we had to wake up early. And yeah, we were pretty tired.
And because it was an international flight, we had to get to the airport earlier than usual. So we woke up at around 5 a.m. What's up guys, we're at LAX right now, the Los Angeles airport, and 7 a.m. We woke up at 5:30 to get here, and we're first making a stop to Hawaii and we're going to South Korea straight.
Yeah, so our flight's at 8:10. We're boarding at 7:30. I think it's around, it's 7:20 right now. So yeah, we'll see you guys there.
So this is when we arrived at Incheon Airport at South Korea. So fun story, we actually almost missed our transfer flight from Hawaii to Korea because we didn't have one of the documents done. So we were all in a rush to kind of get it like approved, but we finally made it onto the flight, and once we arrived, our uncle picked us up, and yeah, we got dropped off to our aunt's house. When we arrived at the house, we met some family members. Some of them we already saw because they came over to America, but most of them, we were meeting them for the first time.
And when we got to the house, our uncle and our cousin wanted to arm wrestle all of us. And in this clip, Mia and Josh are arm wrestling.
Yeah, they heard about us being national judokas, so they just wanted to test their strength, and they also saw how big our arms were.
And I can't believe Jonathan lost to our cousin and our uncle.
Bro,
like the biggest L.
I'm 15, he's like 25, so obviously there's a difference. But I think I got pretty close, but I don't think we have the footage. So.
Keep your hand on the elbow. You're putting your whole body. Look at you, he's using his whole body because he has an angle. Yo, you were like this.
Sadie's doing it too. What's up? So it's Saturday and we're going to Kyungmin High School on Monday. So we have 2 days free time. We can do whatever we want. So right now we're going to a theme park called Lotte World, and we're just on the bus right now. We're on the way. We'll have fun, right?
Yeah, I heard it's like Universal, so yeah, we're gonna have fun. And yeah, see you there.
See. When we go to Lotte World, our cousin bought us some hats at the entrance.
And we bought the funniest hats, as you see in these pictures. I got bunny ears, and Jonah got like a raccoon hat. And you see Josh in a tree trunk with a tree trunk in his hat.
I think my hat was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I still have it, but Jacob definitely had the stupidest hat for sure.
No, me and Josh had like similar hats. They were bunny ears, but my dog ripped it up when we got home.
Oh yeah. Also, like, this park was so amazing. Like, it looked great. It's so different from like Universal Studios or Six Flags. It was an outside and indoor area. We both had great rides too.
We went there on a Saturday, and it was a very busy day, and the lines were very long.
And we were there for the whole day, but we ended up only getting on a few rides because the rides were so long, but I still had fun.
And there was a very cool concept going around where many people were wearing school uniforms. They're available for rent and they cost 5,000 won, which is equivalent to $4.
Maybe we should have rented some, but yeah, it was funny to see everyone walking around looking like.
Hey guys, so we arrived at the park. Yeah, we're about to ride some rides. Hopefully the rides are good. So first I think we're gonna go to the Adventures of Sinbad. Yeah, I think it's called the Adventures of Sinbad. Yeah, we're about to go on that ride, and then let's see how all the other rides are. Yeah, I'll see you then.
영숙의 분위기가 더 없어지면 마음이 바뀔 거래. 이때 가서 네가 죽고 나면 난 목걸이를 가지면 되고 말이야.
So we were on our first ride and it was very underwhelming. It was really nothing, and now I'm not really expecting too much, but you know, we're standing in this really long line. It's been like 2 hours.
It's been like an hour.
Yeah, like 2 hours. Yeah.
It better be fun.
It's like almost 7 and we only rode like 2 rides.
Yeah. So far, I'll rate this place 6 or 7. The lines are too long and the rides are really short. They're like basic rides. They're not really scary either.
We haven't been to most of the good rides though, so we've only been on 2 very, simple ones. They're not that great, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Hopefully this one is good. We'll see you there.
It might be our last one because this line is still very long, and we didn't move that. We're moving at a very slow pace, so we'll see.
There were a lot of rides like this in Lotte World where you'd be facing a screen and your chair would be moving. Most of these rides were for kids and they were indoors. Most of the scary rides were on the outside, but we couldn't go on them because it was very hot outside and we were running out of time. The lines were super long.
해주시기 바랍니다. 또한 상영 부분 안전벨트 풀으면 옆자리 안전벨트까지 풀리면 상영을 시작할 수 있으니 안전벨트 절대 건들지 말아주시기 바랍니다. 준비되셨다면 포리
So in this clip, we're leaving Lotte World, and to give it an honest rating, I will give it a 7. But I had a very good time there and made a lot of good memories with my cousins.
Yeah, I would honestly give it a 10 out of 10. The whole park was fun. It had great rides. We just didn't get on most of the good ones, but it was still a very good experience and it was very fun. After our fun was over and our 2 days of rest was over, we had to go to the judo high school, but before we can go in, we had to take a COVID test. And thankfully we all tested negative, so we were able to train with the best high schoolers in Korea.
The USA team consists of me, Josh, Jonah, a great judoka named Justin Mata, and an excellent judoka named Ian Berliner, and one of our teammates, Benedict Jung.
This is when we got to Kyungmin High School. It's a very big school, so we had to look around to find the judobu.
Don't let this small dojo fool you. They have really good judokas and really hard practices. They have 3 practices, one in the morning, one at night, and one in the afternoon.
We ate and slept at Kyungmin High School for a whole week, and we had to wake up at 6 a.m. every day for morning conditioning, which was probably the hardest part of the whole experience.
Okay, let's just stop talking about Kyungmin High School and enjoy this clip. So in this clip, we're at a sauna, and it was my first time going to a Korean sauna, and it was a very good experience.
It was a little strange because everyone was naked in the pool area, but once we got out, we could put on some clothes and get into the hot and cold rooms, which were very good for recovering. We heard it went from 100 degrees to 40 degrees Celsius.
And yeah, we had a challenge on who could last the longest in the hot room, and the last to come out was Justin, I believe.
Yeah, he was sweating so much. We were all sweating. Like 10 minutes in this place is so hard, it's suffocating.
And while we were there were some boys actually doing the challenge. They've been in there for like 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, I'm just confused. I don't know how they did it. I guess they're used to it, but this was our first time, so like we just went in there and we just started burning ourselves. It was crazy. The sauna was great, but the experience overall was a 10 out of 10 because it was something new and it was really fun, and it was a great moment to share with my brothers and my friends.
On this day, the USA Judo team had a day off because it was a Saturday, and usually on Saturdays they do not train and the Koreans go home, but since they had a tournament, they did not go home, but we had a free day.
Yeah, it was a free day, but it was still very tiring because we did so much walking that day. My legs were so tired.
Sensei G took us around the Uijeongbu area and showed us many significant places around there.
After walking around the area, we got on the subway on the way to Gyeongbok Palace, I think it is. And we had some difficulties with the tickets, but eventually we got it.
And it was a very cool experience because we usually don't ride trains, and it was fun because we had the whole team going with us.
Guys, we just got off the train, and we got out the subway. We're gonna go to Gyeongbok Palace, and then after that maybe a museum. And yeah, we're going to the palace right now, and after that we're gonna go to the mall. I see you there.
When we got to the palace, we started taking a lot of pictures because you don't see these kind of structures in America.
Funny thing is, before we went inside the palace, we went to eat. Not so funny, but yeah, the food was very good. I think we ate cold noodles, right?
Yeah, it was only you and Josh that called cold noodles. I got bibimbap. I don't know what that is in English, but yeah, it was a good meal. And then we came to the palace. There was also a museum right next to the palace with a lot of Korean history.
They give out like a workbook where you can get all the stamps of the place you visited, and soon you'll see the beauty of Korea.
So we're at Gyeongbok
Pyeongbokgung Palace, and you know, it's just like very old-fashioned Korean structures here, and everything else is just empty. The middle, there's like I don't know how to explain it, but you know, it feels very old-fashioned, I would say. Think about it.
Hey! Feels like... You guys ever watch Kung Fu Panda? Yeah, it reminds me of Noodles.
Noodles? Who's Noodles?
No, like
Noodles?
the chicken that has the noodles.
Okay.
So that's
why
what
you
I
think
like
of.
it.
Okay.
And you see over here, we have a princess.
Nice.
Walking with a nobody.
She should be walking with you? That's what you're saying?
No, Ian.
Ian, okay. Ian, what do you think about this place?
I like it.
You like it? Why?
Because I like it.
That's nice.
Hey guys, so we're at the museum right now. We're with Justin here. I'm over here. Wait, let me see if it works. Yeah, my coworker here. And yeah, we're at the museum. And yeah, we're right here. We're right next to the King's Throne, it says. Yeah, the King's Throne where he used to sit, I guess. He used to sit in this little spot. And then when he had students, he would put their cell phones inside that little box. And if they had a spare phone, they would smack him in the head with it. Yes. And yeah, and then we're gonna go through this section later on. Yep. And yeah. And we have these stamps. Yeah. These stamps are for every time you go to one of these places, you get a stamp. And at the end, you have to have all the stamps to leave. Yeah, so... That's the way it is in Korea. Wait. Hey. I guess, yeah, we'll see you later. We're interviewing people that, are in Korea, but they don't belong in Korea. Okay, I guess he left. Bye-bye. I see you guys later. Yeah, guys, so there's like many things that you can do over here. Like, you can always like intersect with other people, learning other people. I'm talking to the microphone because I'm different like that and I'm special, so I have it on. Jonah, 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 Jonah. Yeah, so like there's many. In ancient times, many of these people never went to college. They just were automatically kings, queens, peasants. As you can see here, many of the peasants had to build pottery because the food over here was very cheap. Everything over here is cheap, but the plates are what cost the most. That's why people eat, so they can see the plates. We have Ian. He's a very pretty, handsome boy. If you can see over here in that picture, we have the desserts, the famous dessert platters that they used to have for people, and that's the famous pottery they used to eat them out of. And right here we have this for breakfast. No kimchi. Kimchi is probably the most famous here.
There's no kimchi here.
But I had a lot of soup. Soup is very good for your inner chi and chakra, and that's how you become the dragon warrior.
So we're going to the...
We're going down the stairs,
Yeah,
and
down the
we're
stairs.
going up the stairs.
We're gonna go to the next museum. Where are we gonna get? I already got my first and second stamp here. my first stamp and second stamp for completing like the first, I guess, stage of the museum, the section, whatever. Now we're going to the second section, and yeah. See you there.
The fastest, so.
Okay. So this is the 1997 Olympics right here, the medal.
Yeah, this was the
They're fairly small.
1919 Olympics, where they didn't medal this year. This is the first year they didn't medal. So
Very unfortunate year, very sad day for Koreans.
That's why they
everywhere.
documented it. Yeah.
Very sad day.
And they used to waste a lot of paper back in the day. That's where they finished. That's what.
All right, here we have the modern Korean home. Here's some vanilla ice cream over here, and yeah, some modern stuff. Yeah, just kidding. It's actually the imperial court during the modern period. So, and this is not vanilla ice cream. It's a lampstand. Yeah, a lot of gold. Yeah, I think it symbolizes power or something.
You're gonna blind everyone with this small penis.